If you've watched anything on our social media recently, you know that I absolutely love the new Polaris RZR Trail S. From function to styling, it's an awesome side-by-side, so I thought, why wouldn't I use this as the base for a new bolt-on build? And by bolt-on build, I mean parts from the manufacturer built for this side-by-side and guaranteed to fit. No universal fitment here. This is a pure Polaris parts build for this Polaris RZR. So I know even before I open the box, they're gonna fit right and work hard. And Polaris has some pre-selected accessory packages that you can choose from, showing what the finished product will look like and also the retail price and part numbers for each product needed to make your build turn out exactly like you see theirs. Side-by-side riders can typically be split up into 4 main groups. You've got mud, sand, general trail riding, and then rock crawling. And while you probably do all of these things with your side-by-side at one time or another, typically you'll be driven towards one of those areas more than the others. And I've done more than enough mud running over the past few years, and if you want strictly mud, there's a Highlifter RZR for you. Likewise, pure sand is more of a focus of the RZR turbos, and general trail riding, well, any RZR in stock form covers this off very well. So we're left with rock crawling. Possibly the most potentially abusive of disciplines in off-road. If rocks are your thing, accessories should be also, to keep your rig coming back for more and not you going to your dealer to replace parts. And with that being said, it's time for me to take this RZR Trail S1000 further towards rock crawling, and Polaris, they've supplied me with everything I need to do just that. If you crawl and your rig is stock, the first and most important accessory known to man for a side-by-side is, no, not a winch, although usually I would agree with that. Nope, for rock crawling, it's rock sliders, 100% rock sliders. For the Trail S, I'm putting on the low-profile rock slider as they spread out and load better than the tubular ones, and I also find because of that, they have less tendency to bend. They mount up with expandable anchor mounts that are incredibly simple to install. Don't hesitate to do this one yourself at home. You can do it. Also, the nice part about using a standard black color, because these do also come in bright red, is that not if, but when they get beat up, and it's gonna happen, you can pull them off in the off season and give them a little bit of a sand and spray with textured paint or even bed liner to get them back to their original glory. Going hand in hand with rock sliders are bumpers, and while we hope to never use them, we're gonna end up using them. Whether it's tree limbs or tight rocky situations, bumpers are gonna protect the plastics that you don't want repair bills for. The obvious first choice is the front bumper, and so that's where I'm gonna start. This is called the high coverage bumper, and it's in matching black matte to the rock sliders, and likewise can be future fixed with the same paint. This bumper utilizes tall front headlight tubular surrounds that will act like limb lifters for any greenery that tries to get in your front end, and also covers all the way down past your grill, keeping your rad safe and likewise down past the opening for the winch and fairlead. There are 2 mounts for cube lights, and the Polaris winches will work in conjunction with this bumper. Man, it looks pretty. I'm gonna feel bad scratching that thing up. Nah, who am I kidding? No, I'm not. Now the rear of the Sport has quite a bit of tubing that's protecting the exhaust as well as the center of the rear box, but when it comes to those really pretty LED taillights that are extremely expensive to replace, there's not a whole lot there. So let's go ahead and do something about that. This rear bumper extension is just an add-on. It's not a full bumper like up front, as it doesn't need to be. The cost is kept low on this part because it blends in with the factory tubing to make for a very all-encompassing rear protection. Should you back up into something that doesn't want to budge, your plastics and taillights will still be intact, and I gotta say, it's not just function here. The fit and style of this rear bumper extension really looks good. It just finishes off the rear of the Trail S properly. Now I told you earlier that the front bumper works with Polaris winches, and a winch when you're out rock crawling is pretty much essential, whether you find yourself high-centered or there's a rock wall that's just too big to get over. And the Polaris Pro HD Rapid Recovery 4,500 pound winch is a rock crawler's dream. Firstly, because it's easy to install, bolts right in, and Polaris has made wiring and routing of the wires super simple so that you can tackle it at home, should you want to. But secondly, because it's a 4,500 pound rapid recovery winch, which means the winch will retrieve 5 times faster than the standard winch. So you not only use less battery power, you also spend less time getting all that cable back into the spool. 4,500 pound winches are my go-to for side-by-side. The Pro HD comes with a corded and wireless remote as well as an auto stop feature that knows when the hook has reached the fairlead and stops you from over-spooling and binding up your synthetic rope. Now, while rock crawling accessories are super functional and really important, I also want to address comfort, because when you're out riding, you gotta be comfortable. The black matte aluminum arched roof is gonna keep us out of the sun when we're playing, and during general riding, it just makes things much more enjoyable, especially for passengers. Sun beating down on you can wear you out quicker than you might expect. This roof is aluminum, so it's light and easy to put on. I'm gonna add to this both a windshield and a back panel as well to keep out water, mud, and dust. The front optical grade lock and ride hardcoat windshield is full size, features a top and bottom seal, and integrates seamlessly with the factory dash, as well as our new aluminum roof, and it's lock and ride so it snaps right on. The rear panel is also lock and ride, so it takes seconds to both install or remove, and features the same gaskets and premium integration with the roof, and likewise plastic rear cab bodywork. Using a rear panel actually stops the swirling motion created by a windshield, where the cab is actually negatively pressurized and therefore dust is drawn in. So to me, a rear panel should really go hand in hand with a windshield. Okay, so that's probably enough for comfort and convenience. Let's get back to the parts that are going to help us crawl better. And these beauties right here will do just that. Moving from our stock 27-inch Trail Masters and 12-inch rims, we're going to swap those out for an aggressive set of Pro Armour Crawler XR tires in 28-inch diameter by 10 inches wide. And that's all around, a square tire as we like to call it. These tires are set up with a softer rubber compound, or durometer, and like to stick to the rocks. The extra 1 inch of size won't require us to install a clutch kit, and the Pro Armour 14-inch buckle rims give us that custom look that'll set us apart from other Trail S RZRs that we see out on the trail. One of the nice parts about ordering Pro Armour tires and rims from your Polaris dealer is that they come pre-mounted, so you don't have any added expense and you can just bolt them on and ride. Speaking of bolting them on, we decided to also use a nice set of Polaris 12mm by 1.5 chrome splined lug nuts for both security and that custom chrome accent look. And the spline socket is included. While this build is almost a wrap, there's one more trio of accessories that I find immeasurably helpful out on the trails, but most importantly, on the rocks. And those parts are mirrors. You can never have too much visibility, and tire placement and knowing where you are spatially is massive in executing technical crawling trails. So both side and rear view mirrors come in handy continually. If I had to choose one or the other, I think side mirrors when crawling for me would be number one because of rear tire placement. And this adjustable and folding side mirror pair made out of cast aluminum are perfect for helping me out and also moving out of the way if things get tight. Now I'm all for more visibility, so I'm going to pair up the side mirrors with the Polaris Premium Convex rear view mirror, also made out of cast aluminum and featuring cast aluminum mounts for rugged durability. This mirror gives you the panoramic wide view of what's happening out back. I find myself looking for a rear view mirror out of habit on all side-by-sides, and when you actually have one, it's just another level of confidence from trail riding to rock crawling. Now I could be done and just let this thing look all pretty and sit the way that it is, but I just didn't feel like that would be right, because we have a local Jeep crawling facility that's pretty gnarly and has some intense rock crawling situations. So I'm gonna go get some gear on and I'll see you out on the trail. Polaris offers a wide variety of accessories and parts to make your side-by-side or ATV exactly what you want it to be. And some of their more recent suggestions, giving you all of the part numbers as well as prices, is really handy if you want to turn your buggy into, well, just about anything.